The minimum wage is now officially at $20 an hour from today, raising incomes for around 1.4 million Kiwis. Minimum wage has increased by almost $5 over the past 5 years, and some businesses are calling for a pause on more increases. Now, Jude Messenger is the owner of the bistro in Taupo. Hiya, Jude.
Hello, Heather. How are you?
Yeah, I'm well, thank you. You going to be able to absorb this cost?
Absolutely. We have to. We've got no choice. So we have done up until now. It just means that it cuts into our margins. It's not fun, honestly. It means that the young kid that's washing dishes with no experience gets a pay rise. My wife and I don't. And my middle staff have now gone back to minimum wage, so we need to move them up. And my senior staff need to be as far away from minimum staff for minimum wage as we can possibly get them, so they get moved up as well.
Yeah.
And all that does for us as a business is it just cuts into our margins. We can only put our prices up so much, and we're at about the level in the market where we'll price ourselves out of the market if we go any higher.
Yeah, so because you have now a situation, obviously, where you've got the 16-year-old kid earning the same, presumably, as, like, I don't know, a middle-aged mum, you have to push everybody else up so that they all get a pay rise.
That's right. And we have no choice. Part of it's there's a legal side of it, and as much as keeping our salary earners safe from doing over their 40 hours on the occasion that they do, we need to make sure that there's that financial cushion so that their daily wage doesn't end up being below minimum wage based on the hours that they do.
Yeah.
So their pay rise has to absorb that. And the other part of it there is that there's just the stigma of being a 35-year-old professional that's been doing it for 18 years, and there's a 16-year-old kid standing next to them washing the dishes, getting a couple of bucks, $3-4 less, and that's not a nice feeling to have around any business.
Yeah. Jude, I know.
Can you hear the program all right, Beaver?
Yourself and your wife haven't had a pay rise. When was the last time you guys took a pay rise?
So we're probably... We reset ours about 3 years ago. We had a really good season. 2017 would have been 2017. So we're looking at 4 years now.
Yeah, that's a long time, eh? Are you going to be putting up? You're not going to be putting up the price of the dishes or anything?
We did that just coming out of lockdown. There were a couple of strategies. I didn't re-employ a restaurant manager when one left. I promoted my assistant, and I took on the role of doing his days off. And I did the same for the kitchen. I moved out of the kitchen full-time and moved my sous chef up to head chef. And ultimately that saved me the salary of a sous chef and an assistant manager. So that works out well.
I thought it just ran that down your throat.
Ultimately, I'm the chef, and I'd like to be in the kitchen more. But if I'm going to cover the two roles of manager and sous chef,
if you don't want it, I've got it.
That's
this is us going for a walk. This is us going to the trampoline,
and to be able to absorb this in our margins.
Jude, what would you like to see from the government? Would you like a pause to any more of these kinds of regulations and cost pressures that you guys are feeling as businesses?
Definitely a pause. I don't see that the increases are making anyone's lives any better. If every retail store cops the same, because retail also have a lot of minimum wage staff and supermarkets, all the rest of it, they're going to put their prices up as they did last time. And so the lower income earner that gets the increase to $20, their shopping's going to become more expensive.
Yeah, so it just creates inflation.
Yeah, exactly. So that needs to be held. The 16-year-old kid, and I don't mean to pick on them. My son's 16, and he's been demanding his minimum wage increase. He works at the restaurant, and he's good at what he does. He's been working here for a long time, so he probably actually deserves a pay rise, but not that high. He lives at home. By right, I should probably start charging him rent because he's earning the same amount as an adult that's on minimum wage and raising a family. So there should be a youth rate that gives us the ability to have the youngsters come in at a lower level. We can train them up, and with a good boss and good integrity, when they earn the right to get a pay increase, then they do.